Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I tried to do this video a few times, and there's something going on with my camera. So, hopefully, you guys can hear me. I will test it afterward. I just got this computer back because it was in a shop, but the camera itself, I don't know what's going on here, but I have a external camera connected at the moment. So, welcome to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you for being here today. And today's topic of discussion is never allow your past to determine your future. We're going to talk about that because that is also part of the healing, uh, part of your healing as well. I'm going to start off by talking about an article. Let me just move this here. Um, Hopefully, everyone can see me clearly. I'm going to start by talking about not an article, but a video that I watch. I like to watch a lot of videos about different things. And shortly before I got online to go live, I was watching a video about Regina King. And Regina King, like myself, has an only child. And she had a son, like I do as well. And she was very close to her son. And last year, he committed suicide. I know some of you probably already heard the story. However, what I didn't know is the aftermath of what she was dealing with. And I was watching a video, and at the moment, she talked about, because she was doing an interview about, her son's passing and what she's going through, and she's currently dealing with depression, and this is why we haven't seen her in a spotlight lately, because she's dealing with her own depression of that must be overwhelming. I'm a mother and I have an only son, at the moment having some difficulties as well, but the depression that she's feeling is overwhelming. And she talks about it in this video interview that she did, and she starts, tears start to well up as she talks about it, because she couldn't understand why this happened. However, I was zooming in on the depression, because if it's not dealt with, the depression can easily turn into suicidal thoughts itself. And we never want that. And, it's okay to have our feelings and to feel these feelings of depression and feelings of all the different emotions that we feel when we go through loss of a loved one. But we can't stay in that depression for too long, because, as I said before, it can turn into suicidal thoughts, other health issues, physical as well as mental. And so I watched that video before I, came on here live, and I thought about it and how important it is for us to take care of our physical and mental health. Even at times when we don't feel like it, it's so important to do that. When I first started with this trying to heal, I didn't want to, guys, meaning that I didn't want to do the work, is what I'm saying. Of course, I wanted to heal, but I just, when you are going through depression and you lose a lot of people at one time, it's just overwhelming. It takes a toll on your physical and mental health. It really does. And you get to a point where you isolate and you just don't want to do anything. You don't want to be around other people, etc. But it's important to allow yourself to feel those feelings in the beginning, but then it's important to get out of that, to do something to take care of yourself. Because if you don't, those things will grow worse in time. And as I said, I'm not a licensed therapist, but I'm someone who did a lot of work. I've went through a lot of hell, losing people in situations. And then getting back to Regina King, the second part of the um, video, as she talked about her son, she talked about, they showed pictures of him and her. They were very close. It was her only child. And, she was married for a while, and then she divorced. And then Jamal Malcolm Warner, who is from the Cosby Show, she talked about her relationship with him. And she talked about how he ended their relationship on Valentine's Day. And, it was just overwhelming, and why she's been single for a long time. And I can relate in so many ways, because not only going through loss during a shutdown, but, meeting someone and being in a temporary situation of dating, and then finding out a huge deception that should have been um, spoken about or communicated before, the dating process. So I know what that feels like. And then having this shock in front of you, and then, trying to get yourself away from it. And that's another added on, um, how do I say it? Added on depression, or an added on situation that you must heal. Because, Regina King talked about, she didn't know why he broke up with her on Valentine's Day, out of all the days of the year. Come on. This is just, but in my experience, which I'm not going to get into here, I'm just using as an example, the deception was so overwhelming that I was taken aback by it. And so that means now that deception added on to the loss of all these loved ones, I had to really work hard to get myself from A to Z. Not to Z yet, but from A to B. Because, when you go through these things, it takes a toll on your health, as well as your mental, your physical, as well as your mental health. And so she talks about, struggling with the depression. And it's so important, everyone, to get the physical, to get the help that you need by, finding a therapist who specializes in grief and bereavement, and going to these groups and hearing experiences from other people, because they're going to give you some tips as well on how to get through this process. And everything that I had to go through, like I said, I didn't want to do anything. I just didn't want to be bothered, didn't want to do the work. But as I found myself getting more depressed, I was forced to do the work. What doesn't take you out of here will make you stronger. I promise you that. Pain, when you find an outlet for it and you do the work, turn that pain into power. And then I started to listen to music, because, as I tell everyone, I'm a person who loves music, and I listened to a lot of music. I had to do the work, let myself feel what I was feeling that I didn't want to feel, and it was an outlet for the pain, and continue weekly with the therapy session. As a matter of fact, I have one today, but it gets better, as I said. Once you get through the worst part and the dark moments of the soul, if that's what you want to call it, and get through all of that, it gets better step by step, day by day. Time heals these things. It never take away the loss, but you can overcome, the grief. The grief will be there, and you will have moments of it, but not as bad as it is in the beginning, as you do the work. And as I went through all these different situations and grieving, I listened to a Lauryn Hill song. I can't even remember the name of it at the moment, but I remember the words in the songs, because certain songs stay in my mind, especially the words in it. And in this particular song, how, she kept repeating over and over again, how are you going to win if you know you're not right within? How you going to win when you know you're not right within? So when someone is coming towards you and they know they have some deception, some kind stuff, some underhanded situation, or they have something else going on when they already are in your presence and they don't tell you about it, and you have to find out as you go along. That's, the words in that song really hit home. And as I watched that video with Regina King, I thought about what she, going through all these things, and then the loss of her son, and the depression and all the feelings she felt. And I understand that because I went through so much losses during 2020. And then, like dating temporarily and then find out this big deception. And I'm like, okay, this is too much. And then I started to heal. But the important thing, everybody here, is self love. Because when you learn to love you, and my therapist taught me, did you deserve this? Did you deserve A, B, C, and D to happen? No, I did not. Did you contribute to that for that to happen? No. And as I started to do the work and realize that this isn't my fault and that I do matter and I'm important, then the self love started to build up. And as that self love built up, I learned that I am worth it. Yes, I am. I am worth it. And you need to tell yourself, those who are listening to this video and going through depression and grief, you are worth it. Yes, you are. You are worth it. And when you self love on yourself and you know that you are worth it, you're not going to allow these people to come in, because you're going to start seeing signs of it earlier. You're not going to just settle, is what I'm saying here, for anything just to have people in your life, whether it's a relationship or friends, etc. You're not going to just settle. Everyone cannot come in and eat at your table because they're not worthy of you. And that's the you know theme here of that. As you get better, because it takes a lot of work to heal, and it takes a lot of strength, and it takes a lot out of you. And it doesn't matter what other people around you, the noise that they are making, and the noise can get louder and louder. Stay focused on your healing and on yourself. Because once you take care of yourself and you grow and you get better, you can help take care of others around you that are important to you, and take care of your responsibilities as well. But if you're not okay and you're not healing, then you can't take care of yourself or anything around you. That's why it's important to do the work. It doesn't matter what others around you think about the work that you're doing. If it's helping you to grow and get better, it's important. And never allow your past to influence your future. We all have a past. We're human. Nobody is perfect, none of us. I'll give you an example with me. When I was younger, I know so much about different songs, because I used to hang out in the clubs. I had a friend who, a buddy, and that's what we did. To the point my mom used to, one time she locked me out because I came home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm from New York, and we don't, like here in Massachusetts, everybody drive everywhere. Where I live, we took the trains, buses. Me and a friend of mine, I think, and I look back and I say we were crazy because we came home 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on a bus, on a train, and my mom would look at me like this. She was so mad one time. She locked all three locks on the door. I couldn't get in because I only had a key to one lock or whatever, and had to go and spend a night out somewhere. And then I got my head chewed off the next day about this kind of, but I was obsessed with dancing. I love to dance, back then, and music, and just hanging out, not doing anything more than that, but just hanging out until, I decided to have my son. And when I got pregnant and in a relationship, and I had my son, I after I had him, my friends, they fell to the wayside because that's all we did. I'm not going to be clubbing and I got a newborn. Of course not. So things had to change. And so my mom was relieved because I was gone all the time. That's why I don't mind now having this alone time and be in a hermit mode, because I was out there all the time. I'm somewhat introverted now because, I was out there, did a lot of crazy things, just dancing. And when I say crazy, I mean crazy. Like one time my dad went out and I had a copy of his keys made. He didn't know he wasn't coming back anytime soon. And I took his car and I went out to, Brooklyn, and I stayed. When I came home, I was in a lot of trouble because he got back before I did. So, Yeah, things like that. And history repeats itself because my son would do little things too. And I would say, oh my God, because there was something I used to do. And I said, okay, I'm getting this back in this manner. But, don't never, whatever your past is, never allow the past to affect your future. We all are human beings. We make mistakes. The important thing, people, here is to learn from those mistakes and not to repeat them, and let that, because if you repeat them, the next time around it gets worse and worse and worse. If you have to keep repeating situations over and over and over again. So I learned them quickly and I move forward, do the work. Meditation is another form of healing. Listening to videos. I watch a lot of positive videos on how to be better, do better. Because when a person know better, they do better. Correct, right? You know better, you do better. We live and we learn, and no one is better than the other one. We all learn on our own terms. How we learn and move forward. That's important. But out of everything that I'm saying here today, self love, because when you build that up, not to be in love with yourself, but to self love, you know that you're not going to settle for situations that is going to bring pain into your life, because now you're cleansing up your life and finding a way to heal the pain, so you're not going to bring pain into your life. So situations that no longer serve you anymore, you put them to the wayside, and you learn how to do that. What my mom used to say, when life throws you lemons, make lemonade. Learning and turning that pain into power, because once you get through the process, it's never over. It's always new things to learn and to heal. However, once you get through the dark moments of it and you learn from it, now you heal it, and you turn that pain into purpose, turn that pain into power, instead of letting it overcome you or succumbing to it. Never succumb to it. Let that be a lesson so that you can grow from it, and then grow and help somebody else. Helping people to self love on themselves will help them to make better decisions, and to deal with unexpected situations that occur in our lives. That's so important. Embrace life also by finding positive things. I don't take in a lot of negativity anymore as I did in the past. I look at positive videos to uplift my spirit. You can do what you enjoy doing. Get out in nature, take walks. If you have a pet, spend time with your pet. Be out in nature, by the water, music, things, and out by flowers and plants and things like that. All those things will uplift you. Keep your day and your energy and your surrounding and environment positive as much as you can. So please share this video with others, those who are especially grieving loved ones and are in a state of depression. Please encourage them not to just listen to this video, but to Google in their area grief therapists as well as bereavement groups, so that they can connect and hear some effective ways to help them get through the process. They may not ever get over it, but you can get through it and be at a better place so that you can be lifted up, and then you can go and pass it forward to others. That's the message here today. I'll be back in a few days with another message. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and please send me an email if you're interested in the upcoming seminar next month. I need to hear from people. Lisa Vaughn 410 at gmail.com. Thank you for watching today. Everyone have a great day and have a great weekend. Bye for now. Thank you for listening.